Hey everybody, it's Booray from Tampa, Florida, and today I am issuing myself a challenge, a little bit of a project. Let's find out if I can just use a small Godox constant light and a small handheld reflector and my FujiX100V to take great portraits of professional photographers. Before we get started, don't forget that I have a podcast. It's called Photobomb. It's available anywhere that podcasts are found. It's me and my buddy Gary Hughes, and we do an hour every week where we just talk about our lives and things that are going on, and we also talk about all the latest photography news and break down what's happening in the industry. It's basically like going to lunch with a couple of friends of yours who happen to be photographers. Check it out. I guarantee you'll enjoy it. I also have a group on Facebook. I'd love for you to come join it. It's called Pro Photo Talk with Booray Perry. Just go to Facebook and put in Pro Photo Talk and you'll find me. And join me on Instagram as well. Come to Instagram and check out my feed there. All right, so here's what we're doing. You may notice that I'm not in my normal location when I make my videos, which is in my home office. I am actually sitting in a hotel room. I am in the Gaylord Hotel. It's in National Harbor, Maryland, which is just outside Washington, D.C. Now, I'm right here in the middle of a conference. This is what's called Imaging USA. It's the largest photography conference in the United States every single year. It's put on by the Professional Photographers Association of America. And I come here every year to attend the conference, and sometimes I'm speaking, and many times what I do is I make videos here that are live on Facebook for the PPA. That's why I'm in this hotel room, and that's why my video is probably better now than normally, and that's because I have my cameraman over there with a professional rig making a video of me. I know this is not anything like what you normally see when I make my videos. So this year, I'm coming to the conference, and I'm like, what can I do that's fun, right? While I'm at the conference, something that's different, some sort of project, some way I can challenge myself. And I decided that what I wanted to do was take pictures of all of my friends who are photographers here at the conference. And I'll do a whole project of pictures of photographers, faces of photographers. And then I ran into the problem that I always run into, which is I don't want to carry a bunch of gear to Imaging USA, and I don't want to carry it around while I'm at Imaging USA, and I won't have any place to set it up, even if I do, and I don't want it to be a big problem for my photographer friends. So what can I do using just my FujiX100V, which is the camera I take every time I come here anyway? What can I just do using this camera that still is cool and is a notch above just taking a picture with the built-in flash? What can I do? And here's what I came up with. Very small light, right? Easy to throw in my bag. This is a Godox light, and all of this stuff, my camera, my lights, everything I use is all down in the description. There's links to all of this stuff as well as all of my gear. This is a small, inexpensive light and a big reflector. But the great thing about the reflector is it folds up really, really small, and it'll fit in my bag too. So the same bag that I always carry around Imaging USA, all I had to do was add this reflector, magic, and this light, and then figure out some way to take nice, cool, straight up headshots of all my photography friends. I've got my FujiX100V. I've got a small Godox light, which fits right here in the outside pocket. And I've got my reflector, which folds up nice and neat and fits in the pouch on the outside that is meant to hold a small 8-inch tablet. I've still got room for my water bottle, and I have an extra pouch where I can drop my phone or snacks or anything else that I need. I'm ready to go. So the reason I chose to use a reflector is because a reflector will always take your one light and turn it into two lights, and I didn't want to bring two lights. Also because the reflector, when the light hits it, it becomes a much bigger light source, which it's actually a better light source. The light coming off the reflector is better than the light that comes off of the little light that I'm holding, which is very, very small. So it would be great if I had two giant lights that are the size of the reflector, but again, I don't want to carry something like that, right? So that's why I'm using a reflector, so I've got two lights. Now, I started off with what we call a clamshell configuration because it's like a clamshell and it squeezes from the left and from the right, but that wasn't doing the trick for me because what I wanted to make sure I did was I wanted to have no shadows on the nose. And in order to get to no shadows on the nose, you pretty much got to have that light almost straight on. So we move the light a little bit more around to the front of the face, coming straight on, but still a little off to the side, so it's slightly directional. And then we let the reflector pick up the weak side and bring some more light back in from that direction. It really worked out good, and everybody had a great time helping me out. The one wonderful thing about having a project in the middle of a photography convention is that there's no shortage of people who are willing to hold your reflector and your light for you while you're taking pictures. Everybody in the lounge is like, sure, I'll do it, and they know how to do it. You don't even have to instruct them. They know exactly what to do. When it was all said and done, I was really happy. The pictures came out great. I thought it was cool, and it was fun, and me and my friends had a good time. And I think it's also great if you're somebody who owns the FujiX100V and you're looking for creative ways to take pictures of your family or at a party or something like that. It's nice to know that if you just show up with this little reflector and this little light, you're kind of your own photo booth, and you can get something really unique. Don't forget to throw me a like and a subscribe, because that helps me to keep the channel alive. And if you go to my webpage that's listed in the description and you buy anything that's from my gear list, I get a couple of pennies, and it helps me to keep this channel alive, and I really, really appreciate it. Hey, don't forget to go down into the comments and tell me what you think about my lighting pattern and my lighting scheme. And if you ask me any questions, I'll be more than happy to try and answer them.